Hi, welcome to 6th grade reading. This is lessons 139 and 140. And I moved this over so that you wouldn't see the vocab quiz yet, because that will be towards the end of the lesson. First of all, I'm going to explain everything that we're going to be going over, and we are going to start with some review of your vocab words as part of lesson 139. Okay, so first of all, make sure that you have your vocab list out, and then we're going to say them, and go ahead and stand and get your legs stretched and be so that you can just at this point in the morning you're probably getting a little tired, so hopefully you've been up and about a little bit, but if not, then get up and we're going to say the list together, okay? So, confiscated, seized and kept by authority. Confiscated. So sorry, I was thinking somehow I had the wrong list. So let's start that again. Confiscated, seized and kept by authority. Confiscated. Apostasy, change of belief. Apostasy. Estate, position, estate. Degradation, corruption, degradation. Exiles, those who have been banned from their country, exiles. Exuberant, full of joy, exuberant. Innovations, newly introduced ideas, innovations. Phosphorus, a waxy substance that glows in the dark, phosphorus. Phenomenon, something unusual or marvelous, phenomenon. Cynical, characterized by bitterness or unbelief, cynical. All right, and so that's your vocab list, and what I'm going to look at your, we're going to look at the board for a little bit. So, of America 2, you're going to be reading pages 155 all the way to 163. You're going to finish the story that we started last time about sorry, I drew a blank on who we were talking. Sir Hiram of Maine and the Maxim Dynasty. Okay, so we're going to be finishing that story, and then after the quiz, and either before the quiz or after the quiz, I'm gonna say to pause the video. But if you decide to do it after the quiz, that's fine. But here's our Bible passages: 2 Kings 6, verses 1 to 17, and then chapter 13, verses 20 and 21. Just the two chapters or two verses there. And then turn to Daniel 1, and you're going to read 1 through 21. So these are the words and names you're going to look for. Jehoiakim, he was a king. Nebuchadnezzar, you guys probably recognize his name. Shinar is a place. Ashpenaz, Chaldeans are the people. Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah. Belteshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. You may notice that those names are more common than these three, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. But these were their Hebrew names. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were the names that they were given by the Babylonians. And then Melzar. And so read carefully to find all of those and to see what those are meaning in the passage, okay? So back up here, we're going to be looking for chafing dish in the reading and speculative. And a chafing dish is, let me see. A chafing dish is a metal pan with an outer pan of hot water used to keep food warm. We use these at the dining common that I worked at in college for our buffet lines. And so if we had the food that was set out on a table, there would be these chafing dishes, and they would keep the food warm as people maybe waited for the banquet to start instead of having the food go cold. And so that's what the chafing dish is. And speculative is actually to guess at something or to speculate, okay? So I'm going to read a little bit to get you started on the reading in this book, in your Of America book. And then I'm gonna give you a time where you can pause it and you can do all the reading, or you could do some of the reading, or if you wanna wait to the very end and you're really ready for that vocab quiz, we're gonna do that right after I read this, okay? Hiram remained undaunted, and all manner of original ideas poured from his fertile mind. He had trouble obtaining a rare imported chemical, phosphoric anhydride, which was used to absorb the water vapor in his bulbs. Edison had bought up the available supply. Hiram was no chemist, but in a short time he contrived a method of making the chemical cheaply in large batches. Then there was the trouble with the early lighting systems, because the bulbs became more distant from the station, were dimmer. Hiram invented a method of wiring which corrected this condition by ensuring constant voltage throughout the lighting system. The new marvels of electric light excited the world, and that year, 1881, a great electrical exposition was held in Paris. Maxim demonstrated his new system at the show. It brought him wide acclaim, and the president of the French Republic pinned on his coat the cross of the Chevalier of the Legion of Honor. Europe offered the 41-year-old Yankee Paul Bunyan new worlds to conquer. All about him he saw the need for new machines. A cynical remark made by a visitor at the Paris exhibit fired a new train of thought. Hang your chemistry and electricity, he was told. If you want to make a pile of money, invent something that will enable these Europeans to cut one another's throats with great facility. Maxim remembered the kick of a muzzle-loading shotgun he had used as a boy and set to work. 2 years later, in 1883, he had designed the first automatic machine gun. While previous machine guns tended to jump about and were somewhat at the mercy of the individual tempo of the operator, Maxim's gun remained steady and with a great improvement in marksmanship. With its single water-cooled barrel and belt-fed cartridges, it was a model of simplicity and efficiency in its day. When the gunner held his finger on the trigger, bullets streamed out at the rate of 666 per minute. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so that's as far as I'm going to read. And so if you want to pause it right now, you can read to the end of the chapter. If you want to continue and do the reading in the Bible reading, you can do that. If not, we will get started with the vocab quiz in just a second. All right. Get everything laid out. Okay. Oh, it's not helping. All right, I'm gonna make sure. I think. All right, I'm gonna stand as far to this side as I can to give this quiz. Okay, I'm gonna read through this list in case you need it and to hear the words. Also, these are labeled just A, B, C, D, all the way to J in the same order that they are found on your quiz paper. So if before this quiz you want to pause and you just want to write to the side of your on your paper, you want to write this list out, and you can use your vocab list. As long as you put that away before you actually start the quiz, that's okay with me. But A is confiscated, or you can write them as I'm saying them. A is confiscated, B is apostasy, C is estate, D is degradation, E is exiles, F, exuberant, G, innovations, H, phosphorus, I, phenomenon, and J, cynical. All right, so those are the words. I erased those so the other things weren't a distraction to you. And so we're just going to start with number 1. A waxy substance that glows in the dark. What is a waxy substance that glows in the dark? Okay. Number 2, those who have been banned from their country. What word means those who have been banned from their country? Number 3, newly introduced ideas. What word means newly introduced ideas? Number 4, change of belief. Which word means change of belief? Number 5, something unusual or marvelous. Something unusual or marvelous. Which word means something unusual or marvelous? Number 6 is corruption. Which word means corruption? And number 7, seized and kept by authority. Which word means seized and kept by authority? Okay, remember we only do 7 of these, so there's 10, but only 7 of them are used, so there's 3 that you won't use. And the last 3 are from your reading, so we're gonna go ahead and if you need to go back and hear the vocab again, you can do that, and then I will move on with 8. Okay, it's multiple choice. What is the name used for England and the English people? A, Uncle Sam, B, John Doe, C, Uncle John, or D, John Bull? What is the name used for England and the English people? A, Uncle Sam, B, John Doe, C, Uncle John, or D, John Bull? Okay? Number 9 is true or false. The Maxim children couldn't attend school when they were young because they had no decent clothes. True or false? The Maxim children couldn't attend school when they were young because they had no decent clothes. Okay? Number 10. Which of the brothers worked with explosives? Okay, this is multiple choice. A, Hudson, B, Hiram, C, Percy, or D, Isaac? Which of the brothers worked with explosives? A, Hudson, B, Hiram, C, Percy, or D, Isaac? Okay? So this is Vocab Quiz 28, so make sure that you write that at the top, or VQ28 will work as well, and as well as your name and the date that you did this quiz. It should be on Tuesday of the coming week, so that should be the 31st of March, but if you take it on a different day, that's okay. Just write which date you took it on. And we will, all right, so that's the end of the quiz. I'm sorry, I am gonna give the answers to this quiz. So if you have not finished it, please pause and go back and finish. If you have finished it and you're ready for those answers, I'm gonna go ahead and give those. At the end of the video, make sure that you go ahead and finish any reading you didn't finish during this video, and then then you'll be ready for the next lesson. So the answers. Number 1 is H. H. Number 2 is E. E. Number 3 is G. G as in girl. Number 4 is B as in boy. Number 5 is I. I. Number 6 is D as in dog. D. Number 7 is A. Okay? Number 8 is D as in dog. It's John Bull. Number 9 was true. True. They couldn't go because they didn't have decent clothes. And number 10 is A, was Hudson. He worked with explosives. Okay? So hope you did well on that. Mark the ones you got wrong, and then you can turn that in. and make sure you finish the reading, and we will see you next time.